welcome to the Red Boar Radio Network. I am your host, Red Boar, and thank you for being here with me today. Today I wanted to go over a quick recap of the news and then jump right into a quick Bitcoin analysis. This shouldn't be a long video. So let's jump right into it. The Mount Mayon volcano in the Philippines is currently erupting. Right now, so far, they've evacuated 56,000 villagers, and the evacuation zone has grown to 5 miles. However, authorities are saying that this is not the main eruption. There is going to be a bigger eruption coming down the line, and they're saying it is, quote, imminent. Also, a major earthquake rattled Alaska early this morning. A 7.9 magnitude quake was reported around 12:31 a.m. Alaska time, and a massive tsunami warning was issued because a 7.9 magnitude quake is obviously huge, and it sent people fleeing in terror to get out of the evacuation zones, which is understandable, guys. I mean, geez Louise, a 7.9 magnitude earthquake hits, and they're issuing at 12:31 a.m. in the middle of the night, they're issuing a tsunami warning. If I lived along the coast, I'd be a little worried too. But the tsunami warning was lifted, and everybody was okay. Moving on to Mexico. A woman is slain, dismembered, and cooked in a stovetop pot by her ex-husband. And all I can say about this is, wow. How crazy is the world these days, guys? Woman slain, dismembered, and cooked by her ex-husband. I mean, why can't you just bury the lady, for Lord's sake? Moving on, going north. Teacher strips naked on elementary school playground, chases nearby students. This is a PE teacher in New York. Leave it to those guys up in New York to do something crazy, New York or California. But, okay, that was a joke, guys. Don't get offended if you're from New York or California. But anyways, a teacher has stripped naked, a PE teacher stripped naked and ran around chasing kids on an elementary school playground, and it was all caught on tape by a construction worker. Wow. The world gets crazier and crazier, guys. Flu season continues to worsen as this flu season grows into the worst pandemic since 2009. I read an article, this is not in this article, but I read an article just the other day that said since October, 100 people a week have been dying from the flu. Also, the rate of death amongst those under 65 is the highest it's been since in 2 decades or something. I mean, we're talking, it's just crazy. And I don't know exactly why. Maybe we'll devote a show entirely to the flu. But this whole flu thing is kind of crazy, especially how they push immunization so much. They push vaccinations. My wife's pregnant, and she had to get vaccinated because she's pregnant, and I had to get vaccinated. I didn't want to get vaccinated, but I had to since she's pregnant, and I was like, okay, whatever's best for the baby. But, you know, you would think that with all these vaccinations that we could contain these type of outbreaks, but yet they seem, here we go, you know, just another proof. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. Moving on, artificial intelligence. Self-driving cars will leave, quote, a third of the population jobless, end quote, as AI sparks mass unemployment. Vehicles that transport people using AI are becoming a frequent sight on our roads. But if they are thrust into the mass market and prove popular, an expert has warned that they will wreak havoc on the global economy. Quote, AI will, quote, sink the world into an unemployment despair and into a hellish dystopia because humans will be out of work. Well, I don't know if that might be a little bit of doom and gloom, fear-mongering, guys. But I will say that I think I read a report a couple weeks ago talking about how something like half the states in the United States have as their main source of employment truck driving, and we all know that these major companies are already releasing self-driving semi trucks. So basically, there'll be a human being in the passenger seat, but the AI will totally have control. And they've ran these trucks on major roads through the city of Denver and through the state of Colorado and didn't have any issues. So it's here, it's coming, and that is kind of scary because if you think about the majority of employment in over half the states in the United States is by truck drivers. What's going to happen in 20 years whenever AI becomes a really, really good at driving cars? It's going to be kind of a little bit scary. Moving on to the Bitcoin world. So what this article here says, and this is going to kind of break from, it's kind of the last article I wanted to show you. It's saying that Bitcoin, if currency crashed, a plunge would harm its investors, but not the entire economy. And their argument is that the current market value of Bitcoin is only 180 billion, according to CoinMarketCap.com, and that is far lower than U.S. stocks, which are valued at nearly 28 trillion. And the U.S. government bond market is worth 20 trillion, and gold 7 trillion. Okay, so that's a combined 55 trillion dollars between government bonds, gold, and the stock market. And so what they're trying to say is, if the price of Bitcoin fell to zero today, the paper losses would be equivalent to only 0.5% fall in U.S. stock prices. So it's not going to hurt anybody, is what they're saying. But to me, what I'm going to look at it the other side of the coin, which is, this is great news, guys, because I mean, even these mainstream investors are saying, look, the share of cryptocurrency in Bitcoin is nothing compared to the global, or not even global, according to the U.S. stock market, U.S. bond market, and the gold market. That's $55 trillion, guys. And the current value of Bitcoin is 180 billion. I mean, guys, there is so much room for growth. That is such good news to me. So, because we all know that Bitcoin isn't going to zero. I mean, it's just not. Bitcoin is going to disrupt the way finance is done in the world. And it's here to stay. And this just shows you how much room we have to grow. Okay, now moving into the last little bit of the show, I just wanted to show you guys this chart that I've been looking at. If you're a radio listener, probably go onto YouTube and actually just on your mobile device and look at this. So, because I can't really explain it to you, but basically what this is we have a head and shoulders pattern that developed here, and this was between December 30th, a peak on June 6th, and then a completion of the head and shoulders around January 15th. And this formed during the run-up to 17,000, and then the subsequent retracement, and then the hard decline down to like 9,000. So this was the first kind of, was actually the middle head and shoulders. There was a bigger head and shoulders right here, as you can see on the overall chart. Then we had and then a little head and shoulders right here. And now we have a bigger head and shoulders. And now we have a smaller head and shoulders developing down here right now as we speak. So what I wanted to point out is just this. That if you look at this is on a 2-hour chart. On this previous head and shoulders, we had a decline, right? And then we had kind of a spike downwards. And then what happened? Boom. It ricocheted back up. And this was over a course of about 2 o'clock to about 16. So about 14 hours. It took about 14 hours for us to go from this low to find this high But then what happened after this high? Boom. Doom. We went lower than this low. And then we had a little bit of a pull, a little bit of a recovery, down, a little bit of recovery, and then the real head and shoulders effect came. And for those of you who don't know, basically a head and shoulders pattern on charts, and I'm no pro, I'm just kind of giving what I know. A head and shoulders pattern on charts indicates that the market is going to go down. And right now, here's where we are. So kind of a similar situation. After the head and shoulders, it dropped. We had a rebound. We built up the left shoulder. We had a spike here of 13,100. And then we started moving down, 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 down. And then what happened? Boom. A bullwhip. All the way down to 9,903. Just like over here. Pull back, pull back. And now, as you can see over here, we had an explosion upwards. So here, that's exactly what's happening. Explosion upwards. And what I predict is going to happen is we're going to move back down. We're going to retest 10. And we're going to move down. Then, kind of a similar, exactly what happened here. Then we might have like a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of sideways action. But eventually, this right here is going to happen. Because this is a clear head and shoulders. And just like on all the previous head and shoulders, we had pretty steep declines. So too, will we have a steep decline on this one. So if you're shorting the market right now, hang tough, be vigilant. This thing is going to go down some more. It's going to break through 10 and probably test 8 is my guess. If you're just a holder of Bitcoin, I say ladder in your buys as we go down. Buy at 10,000, buy at 9,500, buy at 9,000, buy at 8,500, buy at 8,000. Now, don't buy entire Bitcoins unless you're rich, but ladder your buys down and ladder your buy-in price, because no one really knows where the bottom is going to be in this market, and it's almost impossible to guess a bottom. But we do know that once it goes down, it is going to rebound. So here is a chart I've been looking at, guys. I made this chart. So if you look, let me zoom out here to the 4 hour. If you look, we're in an overall declining wedge here. So the market's slowly going down, and then we're in a little bit of a channel here as well. So as long as we don't break out of this mini channel, we're still bearish. And then even if we do break out of the mini channel, as long as we don't break out on a hard breakout on the big channel, we're still going down. So I think that Bitcoin will continue to move down this channel all the way down to probably 7,500 or so. We might have like a little, we might like cross here about 8,000, have a bull wick down, and then I think we're exploding back up. Anyways, guys, that is my take on kind of the current state of the Bitcoin market. I will try to come back and have another show, maybe dealing with the news. But until then, I appreciate you tuning in to the Red Bull Radio Network. Please, if you like the show, leave a like, comment, and leave some comments, guys. Let me know, am I stuttering too much? Am I talking too loud? Am I not covering the content you want to hear? I mean, guys, I'm new to this. I'm just trying to get better. And I enjoy doing this. So leave me some comments and just let me know what you think, guys. I sure appreciate it, and I hope all you out there have a great day. This is Red Bull on the Red Bull Radio Network signing off. Later, guys.
Me feel like home. You turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go into the light. I feel the calming It's the unknown.